Welcome back to Kaka, 101 channel. Stepping into view of the 1969 Chevy C10 Unofficial Concept is like watching a classic silhouette awaken under a stylist's wand. The iconic cowl hood has been subtly sculpted with razor-sharp creases that channel airflow into hidden intakes, seamlessly blending the vintage character lines with futuristic cues. The wheel arches have been flared just enough to accommodate staggered 20- and 22-inch forged alloy wheels wrapped in performance tires, giving the truck a poised, ready-to-pounce stance. Front and rear bumpers have been reimagined as integrated body-colored forms with LED strips tracing the original contours, simultaneously nodding to the past and embracing 21st century lighting technology. The bed, once simple steel, now features a composite carbon fiber overlay with a satin finish, embossed with the Chevy bowtie logo that glows softly at night. Even the classic grille gets an upgrade. Hexagonal mesh with backlit red accents behind each opening, casting an ethereal aura that's impossible to ignore. Subtle chrome trim remains, but it's recessed and matte brushed, ensuring the concept isn't a gaudy showpiece, but a sophisticated evolution of its 1969 ancestor. Interior specifications slide inside, and you're greeted by a surprisingly roomy cabin draped in a marriage of buttery Napa leather and exposed carbon fiber weave. The iconic bench seat has been split into two deeply bolstered captain's chairs, complete with adjustable side supports and integrated heating/cooling modules, perfect for long drives or spirited weekend escapades. The dashboard retains its original shape but has been hollowed out to house a customizable 12-inch-old digital cluster behind retro-styled analog faces. On the passenger side, a beautifully machined aluminum dash plaque carries the concept's chassis number in laser-etched script. Centered on the console is a portrait-oriented, 15-inch touchscreen infotainment system running a bespoke Chevy interface that leverages haptic feedback and gesture controls. Below it, neatly hidden behind a sliding wood veneer panel, are analog dials for climate control inspired by vintage radios, marrying tactile authenticity with modern precision. Door panels feature integrated ambient lighting that can cycle through 16 million colors, synchronized to the truck's drive mode. Even the floorboards are noteworthy 3D printed rubber mats, contoured perfectly to the footwall, with Team Chevy embroidery lending a final touch of exclusivity. Competitors, though unique in spirit, the 1969 Chevy C10 concept faces stiff competition from a handful of Restomod visionaries. Ford's F100 Heritage Edition Restomod offers a similarly balanced nod to history and performance but leans more aggressively toward muscle car sensibilities, sacrificing subtlety for raw power. Meanwhile, the Ram 1500 Classic Redux boasts a luxury truck interior that outshines the Chevy in refinement, but lacks the C10's organic, analog-to-digital harmony. Boutique builder icons 1960s era trucks, particularly their FJ40 Land Cruiser reinterpretations, share the hand-built ethos, but don't match the C10's seamless integration of modern suspension tech beneath a classic shell. Perhaps the closest rival is the Dodge Lil Red Express Revival concept, which attempts to recapture its stripe-festooned predecessor's flair but misses the C10's more sophisticated balance of design and engineering. In comparison, the Chevy C10 concept feels less ostentatious and more cohesive, an artful fusion that appeals equally to nostalgic purists and tech-minded enthusiasts. Price positioned as a premier Restomod concept rather than a mass-market model, the 1969 Chevy C10 Unofficial Concept Carries an estimated price tag between $85,000 and $95,000. This places it squarely above the base. Classic truck restorations, which typically start around $40,000, yet below the ultra-exclusive boutique builds that can surpass six figures. For a buyer seeking the perfect marriage of heritage, styling, modern drivability, and distinctive customization, this is a reasonable investment. The concept's price bracket also reflects the hand-applied bodywork, bespoke interior elements, and limited production run factors that not only enhance exclusivity, but also ensure potential collectability over the long term. In comparison, high-end Ristomod options from other brands hover around $100,000 to $120,000, making the Chevy C10 Concept a compelling value proposition for those prioritizing both authenticity and forward-looking innovation. Ownership costs. Owning an unofficial concept doesn't come cheap. But the C10 is surprisingly manageable for its pedigree. Maintenance averages around $1,200 per year, thanks to widely available Chevy parts and a robust aftermarket for the 6.2L V8 engine. Insurance costs are estimated at $1,500 annually, considering its classic status and enhanced performance profile. Depreciation is projected to be minimal over the first 5 years, as limited production and growing interest in Ristomod trucks are expected to stabilize or even increase values by 5–10%. Fuel costs average approximately $1,800 per year for typical weekend and local driving. Assuming premium unleaded at $4 per gallon and moderate usage, there are occasional costs for specialized tune-ups, particularly for the electronic suspension and digital systems, which might add $500 every 2 years. Registration and taxes vary by region, but in most U.S. states, expect roughly $200 per year in fees. All told, total cost of ownership tallies roughly $5,200 minus $5,500 per year, a competitive figure for a one-of-a-kind, high-tech classic driving experience. Climbing into the driver's seat, you immediately notice. Thanks for watching Kaka 101 channel.